Hello and welcome to We Got a podcast about Dragon Ball from A to Z. From Earth to Namek to Sadala, we cover it all. My name is Randy.
And I'm Doug.
We're the Dream Team, the dastardly duo, here every other week to talk your ear off. Ear off? Ears. There's two of them. You probably have two.
Just like how Piccolo does in movie 4.
Right. And they'll come off from
Hopefully
us talking
less
about
painful, less annoying than Gohan's whistling.
about fights, goofs, and everything else in the Dragon Ball cosmos. Doug, how are you doing? What's new?
I'm doing great, man. What's new with me? I started doing the TikTok.
You started the TikToks, finally.
Yeah. My slogan is I'm too old for TikTok, too old for Dragon Ball, but we still here.
Okay, well now I need to find you on TikTok and subscribe.
Dude, I was looking up like how to be successful, quote unquote successful on Twitter, on TikTok, and it made me want to throw up. I'm not doing.
No.
You got to do. I was like making 4 to 6 videos to like release one video a week maybe.
Right.
They're like, you gotta put out 4 to 6 videos a day. Oof. Minimum. I'm like, what? Yeah, you gotta like repost shit. You gotta like follow the trends. I'm like, no, not for me. I'm just gonna use TikTok as something for fun. So that's where it's gonna end.
Exactly. If it's not fun, don't do it. Unless it's a job, then I guess deal with it. But doing Dragon Ball on TikTok is not a job. So.
No, it's just gonna be for fun. How about with you, man? What's new with you?
Not too much. I'm trying to think about what happened recently. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Intermission.
Don't even, you asshole. I don't have a PS5, so I can't.
That's right.
It's my favorite game of all time.
I'm sorry. Well, I'll let you know. I had a good time.
Nice. And so something to look forward to in 3 to 5 years when I get a PS5. Yeah.
Started the game over again from the beginning. I started on hard. Yeah, I mean, because I just go through the chapter select, and I was like, Chapter 1, let's do it again. Mm-hmm. And I started on hard, but I also hadn't played 7 in like 15 months, so I'm like, this is real hard.
Yeah,
and I don't remember.
Unless the muscle memories they're still with you, then it'll be hard.
Yeah, so
I platinumed that sucker, man. As soon as I beat it, I went again and did the hard mode, and it was super fun, man. That game is so great.
Whew, well,
and the story and the music. Oh man, I never even played 7 back in the day when it came out. I didn't play 7 until like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. So like, there's no nostalgia. Whoa. It's just like, this game is just great. This new one, remake.
Wow. Yeah, because I played 7 in high school. I mean, it was still like 5-6 years after it came out, but
yeah. But nope, 7 remake is great, and I'm super jealous of you.
Oh, well, you'll get there soon enough, and then you can play the new Yuffie stuff, which, hey, I like Yuffie now. That's news.
If I don't get to play the Yuffie stuff until the second Final Fantasy game comes out, then I'll be fine. Like, it'll be just one long session for me.
Right. I mean, you'll get there. You'll snag one sooner than that, for sure. Yeah. Other than that, man, not a lot. But we are here to talk about, not Final Fantasy. We're here to talk about some Dragon Ball, as per usual. Mm-hmm. And looking through the list here, we've been doing movies for a while, and it seems we've been doing them in a certain order. So I guess last time we did Z Movie 4, I guess this time is Z Movie 5? Is that
You're doing some hard math there, man. I don't know if I can keep up.
Thank you so much for seeing me and recognizing the effort that I'm putting into it.
I'm just glad we're not doing this by like title order, and like we don't number it, because I wouldn't know what movie we're on. What's the name of this movie again?
Okay, so there's 2 titles that we're gonna call this. This is so hard for me to say.
We should just call it the Japanese title.
No. First off, this is hard for me to say. It is written out as Cooler's Revenge. It's wrong. The character's name is Kula, and I will die on a hill for that.
It's better than Freeza. Okay, so I'll take Cooler over Freeza any day.
Look, if you say Freeza and you don't say Kula, you're wrong. You have to say freezer and cooler then.
Yeah,
right?
that's kind of true, but there's so much of that in Dragon Ball, unfortunately.
Yeah, but anyway, the Japanese title, which is so descriptive, is The Incredible Strongest versus Strongest.
Oh, it's The Incredible the way you said it, I read it as like the incredible strongest versus just the strongest.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So who's the incredible strongest, and then who's the strongest in the situation? I don't know.
Now that conversation from when we were watching it makes more sense. I'm just like, I mean, it's those two characters, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I was like, no, which one is which? Which one's is cooler, cocky, and he thinks he's incredible strongest, and then Goku's just he's actually the strongest. I don't know.
It's very my confusion from Dragon Ball GT Final Bout vibes of like, this is Goku, but this is super little Goku. Like, he's littler than little Goku, and he was blonde back then.
Oh my god.
Oh, geez. Well, anyway, this movie is super old, and we're all old, and we're dying and turning to dust. This movie came out July 20th, 1991. To put that up,
kind of close to the same day we're talking about it.
Yeah, you're right.
Almost 20 years. Please tell me it's 20, not 30 years. I think it is.
It's 30 years.
It's 30. Oh my god, why?
I'm busting out that math again. You know, I went from 4 to 5, and I'm doing subtraction.
I didn't want to believe it, but it is 30.
It is. It's rough, man.
We're older than Goku now.
Oh god, you're right. This episode movie premiered after episode 99, where Goku, newly a Super Saiyan, is fighting Freeza while Mr. Popo, Kami, and Kaio work out the plan to bring everyone back and thwart Freeza in the middle of all of that stuff that's going on Namek. You know, the big stuff, all that.
They're like, if we bring back the old man, will all the Nameks survive? That kind of like whole.
Yeah, but then that means that the Namek Dragon Balls will come back, which still have a wish left, which then we can use. It's so like.
It's almost convoluted to a point, but it works. It makes sense.
It's so smart. It's such a. I feel like he would often write himself into corners, but that doesn't matter. He's strong. He's agile. He thinks fast on his feet. He'll figure it out, and he does.
As long as it's presented in a like understandable way, then it works out. So
yeah, and I think it's pretty good.
He died from a broken heart. That's
It's true.
Logic.
Oh man, poor Saichoro.
To just die again a day later, just from old age, just a coincidence.
Like 20 minutes later, like, oh shit! Great.
I've been holding on. I've been holding on this whole time just for you guys. Now that I know you're safe, I'm gonna die of natural causes.
Just to let you know, dying in this way that's not a broken heart still sucks. So get to die twice all in the same day.
Thanks for bringing me back to feel the pain again.
Yeah, big thumbs up, guys.
He was a happy guy. He was. I felt like he.
That's true.
He was a good guy.
He got to give the dragon over to Moody, and it was all good.
Yeah.
This movie was directed by Mitsuo Hashimoto. He was assistant director of Dragon Ball movies 1 and 2, Z TV series. He directed movie 4, so now he's back for movie 5. Did other stuff later on, Chobits, Initial D, so on and so forth. But that's kind of the laying the groundwork here. Doug, you said this is probably your favorite of the.
This is, yeah. I mean, like, one of my favorite of all the movies, even including the newer ones too. Like, 5 was always, before the newer movies came out, 5 was always my go-to movie to watch if I ever needed like a comfort movie. It was peak animation for me. Like, it wasn't the new style that kind of lost some of the charm. It was right in the middle where they kind of like mastered their craft of the animation style they were going for, and it was beautiful.
This movie is one of the ones that I've seen the fewest. It is not a go-to for me.
Really?
Yeah, so coming to watch it here, I was like, all right, let's see what all the hubbub is about, because normally I'm just like, yeah, I don't really watch this too often. It's just on in the background, and I'll do something else or whatever. But it was very fun to come to this movie with fresh eyes, to watch it with a big fan, and I'm going to say, changed my mind. I really like this movie.
Yeah, man. It's good, isn't it? It's not, even though the plot is pretty much like just, Frieza again, it does it in a way that's it's different enough that it's still its own thing.
Hell
like,
yeah.
Even like we said, Piccolo being shot by Kula again.
Man, we talk about this in a order. You can't just be going straight to this. Why does that matter? So, all right. I was going to be like, you love this movie so much, I'm going to let you lead this.
You're the straight man. You're the one that like follows the plan, or I'm the wild card. Just go like, let's talk about fucking everyone dying.
So we're gonna start the movie where it opens.
No, but I'm saying it because it was related to what I was talking about before, where things were similar yet different. Like how Piccolo gets shot. He kind of gets like this PTSD moment where he's like Freeza, because that's the same way he kind of got shot by Freeza. But it like makes sense why he's like saying that, you know, as opposed to all the rehashed stuff in movie 4 that just felt rehashed for the purpose of being rehashed.
Oh yeah, everything is put in sort of this new context for this movie, and I think it works much better. Even if we are repeating some beats, it makes it a new experience. So let's start this movie off. How does it start, Doug? Do you remember how it starts? Because I do.
We see
the screen was black.
That second sun in the sky is where Coola's been hiding the entire time.
God damn it!
It's canon official.
I don't understand this weird desperation for this conversation.
Above Planet Vegeta, where Frieza's gonna blow up Planet Vegeta with Bardock there. Oh yeah, but no, it starts off like with a black screen, and then you just hear Masako Nozawa's voice coming into your ears, and you're like, "That's too sexy sounding to be Goku." Like, I almost said like, "Oh, is this Tullus again?" Like, this voice is good.
That sexy voice coming into your ears, and I'm coming.
No.
Period.
But it is it is Bardock, and it's the DBZ TV special.
That's right.
Kind of like retelling, but with Coola in there.
Yep. The showdown with Freeza. Before then, we switched to sepia tone, weirdly. I don't understand
it's
that.
It's a design choice. It's a...
I mean, we already know this is in the past. Bardock is alive. Goku is a baby. And that's not sepia tone, but when we go to Coola, who's there at the same time, change it. The space is now sepia. Ship sepia. We gotta let these children know this is the past. Like,
but as soon as Planet Vegeta blows up and they're flying away, the color comes back. So there's got to be some kind of like design choice for that.
Right.
Like,
but
decision.
They're watching Frieza do this. They notice that there is a space pod that has escaped the atmosphere. Yeah. And they're like, oh, let's just shoot it down. And Coola's like, nah, don't even bother. It's fine.
Let Frieza. Well, it makes sense in that brotherly kind of like rivalry. Not rivalry, but, you know, like brotherly love or whatever, or hate. Which is like, nah, Frieza's fucking this up. He's too soft. Like, look at him. He's letting shit slip.
Yeah, he is
like that's his... That's like Coola's confirmation of like that Frieza's beneath him. Like, I wouldn't do that shit. I would have been better at destroying the planet or whatever.
Exactly. This Joker is being too soft, too sloppy. But you know what? He's making his bed. I'll let him sleep in it, and I'm gonna leave.
Exactly. It also makes Coola a little more intimidating because the fact that Frieza's doing this heinous shit of like blowing up a planet, and yet Coola's still like, Frieza's too soft. It kind of sets the tone for like, oh, Coola's also like this super like opponent, you know?
Exactly. I wish they would have shown something to show that he is more rough and not
what do you mean? When he blew off the little throne with his tail, that didn't like automatically make you go, oh, this guy is,
I mean,
the strongest. He's the incredible strongest. I mean, I know from that moment.
Instead of just saying he's too soft, I wish that he would have said that while he was doing something else that was
I don't know. Great. I think Coola's presence alone, like, he gives off that big brother energy. Like, even though...
That's true.
Even though, like, Frieza and Coola are, like probably born years apart, they probably have a lifespan of, like hundreds, if not thousands of years, right? But sure, he still gives off, like, big brother energy. Like, he still looks like the bigger brother. It's a great design.
Yeah, no, totally agree. So then we get our opening song, Head Chala, as per the usual.
Can we first talk about how Planet Vegeta, in now this canon story, when it blows up into a title card for this movie.
It like, spits out the pieces of hiragana.
Pieces of Planet Vegeta turned into hiragana. That's it, Coola's Revenge. I just thought that was so great.
Oh yeah,
I didn't realize it at first because I would have laughed immediately. But like as I'm like skimming through it now, I'm like, yeah, that's hysterical.
That's absolutely what happens. So what happens after that? I believe Gohan is studying as he is wont to do.
Yeah, Gohan's studying. Chi-Chi's bringing him some nice orange juice or orange Kool-Aid.
I saw it and I'm like, oh, that makes me want orange Kool-Aid so bad.
And we get Goku like, Gohan, keep doing your studies. Do your studies.
Oh, suddenly Chi-Chi is blown away. What
Chi-Chi
is
became
happening?
Niagara Falls, and she's like the most like, oh my god, this is my man. This is what I've been wanting forever.
Yeah. He's just going around the house doing stuff like, keep on studying, keep going. She's like,
Goku's like humming to himself. It's so great. It's the cutest thing.
And then just as she comes in for a hug, he moves out of the way and is like, finish your studying. We're going camping.
Are you done with that bullshit yet? We're going camping.
What's more important, studying or camping? I mean, the answer's obvious. Camping.
Camping, of course. So great.
It is good. So it's a fun camping trip with Goku, Gohan, Kuririn, Oolong, and Haya Dragon. They're all along for a vacation.
Haya Dragon's just the staple character now. After seeing all these movies back to back, I'm like, yeah, High Dragon's in Dragon Ball Z all the time. Like, he's just there.
He's there. He shows up at the end. He offers his energy to the Genki Dama to defeat Buu.
Of course, yeah.
Duh.
I do like that he's in all these movies. It kind of makes it nice to have a recurring movie character, you know?
I'm gonna edit him into like the stands during like the Tournament of Power. Like, come on!
Yeah, he never left. He's always there.
Him and Lunch, they're always there.
He learned English and he could like join in on them saying, "Go, come on, Goku."
So as they head off to go do their fun camping, I believe that is when we cut to Kula and the gang chilling on this recently decimated planet. Kula sitting on his new throne, and they learn, oh, Frieza's fucking dead, and he was killed by a Super Saiyan. Well, can't have that. We're gonna go fuck some shit up. So first,
this is the first time we see them in color as well.
That's true.
Not sepia tone.
Yep. So we get to see all of these beautiful henchmen with Thauza, however you would like to say it. Kula, Dore, and Nezu.
Dore.
So it's
I only know Dora's name barely because Nezu kept yelling it out.
Yeah.
As if they were two lovers. Like, no, Dore.
That's my headcanon. So
I love how Cooler wipes that throne though with his tail. Like, it's so subtle and like it's a wide shot.
Just whoosh, like it's nothing.
Swipe. Yeah, it's so great. The animation in this is top notch, man.
Oh heck yeah. It's very impressive. We even get some really great woodblock Sakuga of Gohan chopping
speaking of
some
animation, even him wood chopping looks amazing, which is probably like a callback to Goku doing it in episode 1 of Dragon Ball. Or I mean, I guess every time they cut wood in this series, I'm sure it does that little gag. Right. But I asked you, I don't think you know either, but like it feels like it's referencing probably something in real life, like an actual real life toy of like stacked wood. Because I feel like I even had one as a kid, so I don't know.
I just feel like that is if you are a good wood chopper, they're all square except for, of course, the outer parts, which are rounded. So
maybe. Maybe that's how the toys were originated too. But it feels like it feels too similar to like those pegged shapes that you like stick in the pegged holes or whatever.
Are you talking about Lincoln Logs?
Is that what it is? I don't know. Maybe I am. Yeah.
We'd have to find out. We'll Google it. We'll look on Amazon and find some toys to figure this shit out.
Anyway, that always like stood out to me, so yeah.
So camping. It's going great, right? Nothing wrong. Nothing weird's going on.
Nice sunset.
Yeah. Except for everybody sort of kind of gets this feeling. Like the hair on the back of their neck starts tingling. And suddenly there's just this big hulking dude right behind Gohan, and it's terrifying.
That's a great shot.
It's so good. And
even though they shouldn't be able to surprise them, I feel like they can read ki, and so those men shouldn't be able to hide their ki. So I don't know, but it's still a great shot.
We just got to get through this. We got to introduce these characters and do it. So I guess
just get things going. Yeah.
Some things are thrown out the window, and it's fine because then they wreak havoc. Start blowing crap up, beating people up.
Yeah, Krillin's knocked out immediately, unfortunately. They grab Gohan's tail real quick.
Yep. Which is also pretty cool is that Kula's there, like, pretty immediately. It's not like, oh, you have to go through my henchmen and then go through my fucking maze and my lair.
He's not hiding out in his space pod or whatever. He's actually down there with them.
Yeah. And he fucks up Goku's shit pretty dang fast.
Well, because Goku was trying to protect Gohan.
Exactly.
That's the only reason.
Goku and Gohan get swept up in a waterfall because Goku goes to go save Gohan from a blast, and he gets his back shot out.
Yeah, and then Kula notices, like, if he was able to clap back at me that quickly,
especially after I blew his back out,
That's exactly it. Like, this guy's not to be trifled with if he was able to do that so quickly.
Right. So he's still alive. Don't trust your scouters. Go find him.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, he's correct. They are still alive, and they managed to hide themselves off. And they're like, okay, well, Goku's in a bad way. We need to figure out a way to stop these guys and also deal with that situation. So it's Gohan, we're going to stay here hidden in this cave. Also, we saved some animals. It's cool. It's very important to us as
they
people.
saved animals? I thought they just like infiltrated like a bear's cave, and like the bear's like, "What are you guys doing in my home?"
No, because they're like moving the rubble off of the animals to like free them. Like, oh, we're gonna save these animals. Gohan, you and Haya Dragon, go. Don't fly because their scouters will pick you up. Ride your dragon and go get some senzu.
Which is pretty ingenious. I like that idea, like to use High Dragon in an actual way that makes sense. Like, you can't, they'll censor flying energy, just use High Dragon because he doesn't have, I guess, ki. He doesn't need ki to fly.
Right, it's just a mechanical thing because he's got wings, while the rest of the cast...
Dory mistakens like another pterodactyl flying. It's like, oh, that must have set off my scouter as this pterodactyl, but...
You could be a strong animal. That's fine.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, the rest of the cast is just sort of hiding in this cave, so that way they don't get spotted because they'll lose. Goku's the only one that could really stand up to him, and he's super incapacitated at the moment. So it's this whole thing of like, all right, we gotta stay here, stay quiet, and wait for Gohan, who goes up and makes his way to Karin's place to go get some senzu. Gets a big fat sack from Yajirobe.
Yeah, it's a lot of senzu in there, man. It's the
mother load.
Yajirobe was the most generous in giving that huge sack of senzu to him.
Yeah, Yajirobe is always very generous with his sack.
All right, I'd let you have that one.
Thank you. I just wanted one. Thank you.
It's like I set that up on purpose, even though I really didn't. That was just...
It's just how
I should have known better.
Yeah, well, this is what happens. Gohan makes his way down to go save them, and High Dragon's tired. He's all sweaty. He's running out of breath. Poor
if
fella.
Only there was some way you could regain your energy.
Oh yeah, these beans. So Gohan pops one in his mouth, and it's just this really great animation of like him suddenly like getting super pumped up.
It looks awesome. It's the most awesome he's ever looked.
Hell yeah, and he's just
but he gets freaking
through.
Cocky and he starts yelling like he's like, yeah, fuck yeah. The whole point is to be quiet, but I'm fucking feeling great. Let's announce my location everywhere.
To be fair, they didn't pick him up because of that. They picked him up because High Dragon's ki got too strong from a senzu. So now he got picked up
yelling. It was literally him yelling, and then they
I mean, Gohan specifically says he got too strong from the senzu. So.
Oh really? Oh yeah. Man, I was hoping it was from the yelling. Feel like an idiot.
I mean, the yelling doesn't help either.
It doesn't. And it's not like they could like communicate to the Higher Dragon like, "Hey, this is our plan. Like, stay quiet."
Yeah.
Who knows what kind of intelligent level he's on? But
so they caught him. So he's got to get some of the snot beat out of him. But someone's here to save him. Who could it be? It's our boy Piccolo.
Dun, 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 dun.
And it's like, hey man, where were you this whole time? Glad that you finally showed up because you could have put up a pretty good fight, and he does.
I don't feel like he showed up late. He showed up on time. Like he's just right. He didn't feel any energy until the minions. The what's the word I'm looking for?
Henchmen?
Henchmen, but there's an M word. I guess maybe I'm thinking minions.
Mooks?
When they start blowing up the terrain, like to find Goku, like luckily, like to see if they get a good shot in. But yeah, that must be when Piccolo sensed there's a lot of freaking energy going around right now, destroying the planet.
Right.
I should go check that out.
And he does pretty good, taking out Naze and Dore and
pretty good.
Salza.
Shut the fuck up. He does amazing. Piccolo
he
goes
does pretty great.
Ham on these guys, man. There's no remorse. Oh my god, what a great fight scene. Just Piccolo's outdoing himself with everyone.
Heck yeah. It is
just
such a good fight.
Tricking everyone and so great.
Until he gets hit by that one like weird electrifying shot, and they're like, oh, well, he's done. And who is this? Is it Naze that sticks around and is like, how long are you going to last? Just a couple of seconds?
And then that fucking smirk Piccolo has. He turns his fucking head like nothing ever hurt. and he just grabs him by the fucking head and just transfer that electrical energy right onto him and freaking fries him.
Oh, it's so good. Such a
that
badass.
Shot alone, that's what I think of when I think of this movie every time, is that shot. And just how amazing that was.
So, Piccolo's gonna save the day. It's all gonna be him, right? Nothing bad's gonna happen?
He's not. And then all of a sudden, Cooler shows up.
Uh-oh, and hey, guess who gets shot through the chest again? Like,
can I spoil it now? Can I spoil it now that we're on? He gets shot just like he did against Freeza.
Yeah.
And he almost gets like PTSD. Like, whoa, Freeza.
Yeah, because he's partially obscured by the sun, so you can't really see. He's just getting a silhouette. Just, Freeza!
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Luckily, Gohan managed to get away. He gets into the cave, busts out that fat sack. Uh-oh. Just feet away.
Sauza followed him and, like, completely
shoots through
burned
the bag.
Yeah, he burned them to a crisp.
Mm-hmm. So,
but Krillin's like mad. He's like, "You asshole! This was our chance. This was our last chance, and you ruined it." And he tries to take on Sauza, and it's great. He holds his own.
Yeah.
Well, no, he doesn't hold his own. He's I mean,
he's
sorry,
Krillin,
but yeah, he's buying him time, and he's doing great, and I respect him so much for it.
Hell yeah. He knows that he's not going to be able to win this fight, but there's some great camera work and, like, just him blasting and shit.
Great shot of that blast. Yeah, he, like, spreads out his arms and shit in the sky and just, oh, it's so great.
It's so good.
That's boy, he held up right there.
Oh, hell yeah.
But then man. As he's doing that, Gohan remembers that Yajirobe flicked him one last bean. Wow, that was not intentional.
Wow, man.
Wow, but that's what happens. Yajirobe flicks Gohan one last bean.
Uh-huh.
And he remembers that he stuffed that in his cummerbund there, in his little belt. So he's like, "Here, Dad, take this." And then
I
like,
can
what's
hear
that?
you blushing,
Shut
by
up
the way.
And eat it.
Hell yeah. They think everything is going to be taken care of, but uh-oh. Now Goku's back. And he's here to wreck some shop.
Yeah, he's mad. He's mad.
To the point where when he's going to take on Kula and Sauza is right in his face, he just powers up and blasts him away from himself.
So yeah, Sauza goes to punch Goku and Goku's unfazed completely. Sauza's fist is still in Goku's face and Goku's still just talking to Kula up in the sky. Like, you're going to pay for this.
Then we get some sweet fights of Goku versus Kula. They fight in the air, on land, underwater.
Yeah, this is when I really thought that Kula as a purple character really contrasts the green and blue, like the blue sky and the green grass really well. Like, it gives this movie a lot of color. Like, I thought it was really good.
They trade blows here and there before they emerge out on the river, and Kula says, "Oh, by the way, I can transform one more time than my brother."
Does that make sense? Because I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Frieza's transformations kind of in a sense like to withhold his power? Like in Frieza's quote unquote final form, that's actually just like his regular form, and he created the other transformations to kind of control it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's more to limit himself around others. Right. So he's not actually transforming into higher forms. It's just removing more and more of those restraints until he's
but
his
then
normal self.
Kula's like, I have one more transformation. Like, what is that? What do you mean?
I guess this final form of Kula is what his real self is, I guess.
I don't think so, no. I think they just kind of goofed and were like...
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I don't think... Maybe Frieza's explanation of his power wasn't really explained. I think Baby Toriyama made that up years later, which is, I think, is cool.
I'm pretty sure it's said in the manga and the anime that he explains that that's what those were for.
That was like limitations? Maybe, yeah. If so, then they probably just...
It's just a big old goof.
It's just a lot more easier to think of it as transformations. So for him to say, I have one more transformation...
Right. They're expecting you to be up on what this show is, where they don't need to be like, okay, so here's what, like, my brother did, so, here's what I did, but also, like, I could do it again. So this is just...
And, like, with Golden Frieza, that's, like, that's an actual transformation. Yeah. I would have accepted, like, this is Kula's version of a transformation, like a Golden Frieza, but just, if he didn't put up that finger and say, I have one more transformation. If he just said, I have a transformation... then that would have been Gucci. But he said, I have one more.
Right,
like, insinuating that it's the first of 5 of them.
Yeah, it's a big old goof, but then he transforms, he gets more spiky, more edgy. He gets
an awesome character design. Like, the best character design for a villain, I think.
Oh yeah, you're all on the final form Kula train, huh?
Yeah. Especially with the face mask.
You giving some Shredder vibes?
It's very COVID times appropriate.
He cares. He wants to save you from being infected, but in case he's a carrier.
He can't fight you by socially distancing, so he has to wear a mask.
Oh man, good times. Oh well, how's Goku doing in this fight? You know, he was
not well.
No. He finally pushes himself to use Kaioken for once.
And it looks like I just keep saying it just looks awesome. It looks amazing.
It looks great, and it doesn't work super well. And then he goes all out desperation. It's Kamehameha time. And how does Kula respond to that? How does that go for him?
He freaking laughs. He flies through the dang beam and then pops out the other end while still half his body's being consumed by it. It's probably like just water to him at this point. It's just like he just pops out of it and punches Goku right in the face. It's the most creative and fun way of dealing with that situation.
It's so
don't you think?
Cool. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I was like, this is sick.
It's so cool looking. It's so cool looking.
Oh, so Kula has had enough of this fight. It's not even really a fight anymore.
He's like, yeah, you think you're the strongest because you killed my brother? No, I'm the strongest. I'm the incredible strongest.
I'm the incredible strongest versus your regular strongest.
Time to blow up this planet.
And oh no, everybody's bad. Krillin's falling over. Gohan's down. Oh, this bird's just he's given up.
The Toriyama bird.
The Tori bird is down for the count, and apparently that is Goku's final
wants
desperation.
To hear him sing one more time.
I gotta hear that song. Picks him up, imbues him with Super Saiyan power, and the bird is alive again.
Yeah, does that bird have Super Saiyan abilities now? He's infused with.
He comes back as the savior in a later movie. Like, you thought it was Piccolo? Oh no, it was me, the bird.
I want that bird's like a Dragon Ball Z, but just birds, and just like that bird's story. That'd be amazing. I mean, it doesn't make any sense because like giving energy doesn't do that shit. Because Goku gives energy to Freeza in the same vein.
Right.
And doesn't mean that he's Super Saiyan. Or that's how he becomes Golden Frieza. Oh my god.
That was the start of it. That was the seed.
But yeah, he transforms, and the transformation, like the stance is the exact same shot as against Frieza.
Look up into the sky with the determination.
But it's movie-fied, so it looks amazing.
God, it's so slick and sexy.
That's the right words. Yeah, man. It really does.
Peers up in Kula's face. And starts, talking him, just bitching him out.
Yeah, before just Kula's completely straight face and just like, you think you're the strongest or whatever. I don't know, but it's...
And then Kula's like, I've had enough of this. I'm going to punch you in the stomach. This is going to be over. Goku doesn't even move.
Not even a flinch.
And then Goku just continues talking.
Yes. While like looking him dead ass in the eyes. It's just...
Oh, it's so good. And then he just wipes the floor with him before Kula eventually just like, all right, fine. I'm going to do one big one here. This giant death ball.
Yeah.
Chucks it at Goku. Goku holds it off and then blasts back the whole thing. Consumes Kula and sends him into the sky.
Well, I think the funny thing was that Kula's like looking up to the sky like, I've won, ha 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 ha, and then he looks down like, what? Like as Goku's pushing it back at him. And he's just like, I think I'm used to watching the movie in the dub a lot because this movie came out during the time when I was like still watching the dub of it. And so that was a funny moment that wasn't in the Japanese version where he's looking up in the sky, and when he realizes the ball's coming back up at him, he looks down like, what? Like that's his line, just, what? It's the best delivery.
He's riding that ball straight into space, right into the sun.
The dub kind of it fucked up again because you know the dub can't stay quiet during if there's ever a quiet moment. You got to fill it in with something. You got to be talking. So Kula's like, "Oh, I'm headed towards that sun. I could destroy it. Blah 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 blah. Wait, I'm going right for it. Like, yeah. What do you? I don't know. It was such a weird." Even as I was watching, I was like, this is stupid for him to say. And it was so nice to watch it in Japanese and for it just to be silent. Like, Kula knows he's about to get fucked over, so.
Hell yeah. And then he's got that flashback of like, remember that time when I let that pod go?
Yeah.
And I called Freeza soft? I was the soft one. And then obliterated by the sun.
Man, the irony is so great.
So good.
So sweet.
What a movie. Like I said, I turned around on it. I freaking love it. The camping, the surprise attack, everybody needing to like hide away. Like, we can't just go in guns a-blazing here. And it didn't feel like Goku having to always be out of the picture for a minute. It didn't feel like that forced. It really felt like he had to protect Gohan, and he got hurt in the process, and a senzu bean was the only thing to get him to snap back into it. Mm-hmm. I wish this movie was only like maybe 10 minutes longer, just for like some of the fights to go on a bit more. Yeah, like I would have liked to have seen
maybe Goku, more Goku and Cooler as Super Saiyan.
Also, the fight with him after he transforms that second time, we do get a lot of good stuff there where he's like, first, like, he gets beat up a bit. I'm like, okay, well, it's just Goku getting beat up more. That's not really showing the strength of Cooler, but then Goku goes in full force, Kaioken, and he still, like, can't even hit him. I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I needed to show, like, he is an elevated, high above Goku can't even reach.
Exactly,
so if we could have just had, like, I don't know, a couple more minutes of that, and then also a couple more minutes of Goku as a Super Saiyan beating the snot out of him.
I disagree about that. I think the pacing was just right enough. Like, if it was any more, it would have felt like too dragged out.
So we had talked earlier about like this thing kind of like apes a lot of things from an already existing arc, being the whole Freeza stuff, and being put into a different context. It works. Like even though it's just kind of the Ginyu Force again with these three, they're great. I love them.
They're still unique in their own ways. Like there's this Thausa. I think of Thausa and like. It's just with his one shoulder pad and his Goku Black Key blade, you know. He's his own character. I mean, they just serve the same purpose. Where like they're just the minions, the henchmen. Before the big bad, but no, they have their own character. It's great.
We got the big dumb one. We got the weird one who's like Naze, who can like slip his head into his body, which is great for that one time. Like he got his head blasted off. Like, oh no, it's fine.
I always think back when I see that I'm reminded of the TMNT movies, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're always like, oh man, I'm glad to be a turtle. Like when they just shrink their heads back in before shit gets rough. Like it's great.
It is good.
And I'm always astounded when I see Naze standing next to the other two guys because he's like so huge. Super tall. He's like humongously tall.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we had, Piccolo getting done in the same way that he did in the Frieza arc.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
we have the Super Saiyan shot as well as the punch that Goku does to Cooler. Same way he does the Frieza when he turns Super Saiyan. The cougar, the cougar like screaming one that he does the Vegeta as well.
Yeah.
Rawr! Like they have that in there. It's great.
And then like most of the time I feel these Toei movies all end very abruptly or very stupid or the same way we finish everything. This is such a neat thing of like blasting him back onto his own attack into the sun like just to get rid of him. It's so good. It's not like, later on the Toei punch that just becomes the end of all movies.
I'm thinking of the Broly one when you say that. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's it? That's all it took?
So it's like, this is very cool. That whole section is very good. Oh, yeah, and of course the surprise ending where, oh, I hope Piccolo's okay, and then there's some rustling, and I was like, they can't do this twice, where they're like, oh, no, the bad guy. Oh, it's just Piccolo, but no, Sauza is here. I keep switching back and forth between Sauza, Thausa. I'm sorry. It's
me too. It's just, whatever. It's his name is Thousand Island Dressing. That's what it's based off of. So
exactly, and it's just the way you say it, and I just switch back and forth. They're the same character. If you're confused, I'm sorry. But yeah, oh no, he's still alive. And then, just before he's about to end everything, just a Makanko Sapo, Piccolo's
a little. I feel like signature. It's like one like how you squirt ketchup out of a bottle and just like a little spurt comes out. That's the amount of Makanko Sapo that Piccolo shoots out at him. That's enough to take care of him. But yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, Piccolo saved the day. Thanks, Piccolo. And he's just off somewhere drinking water. Like, yeah, whatever.
So, yeah, I'm still rugged. I still don't love you guys. Not yet.
I'm not ready to kiss Goku or anything. Maybe later.
Maybe later, but give me a few more arcs.
Yeah.
But so this movie, I love seeing the nice blue sky for a change instead of like a pink sky or the green sky in Namek. and complemented with like the green grass, because we get a lot of snowy areas. I don't know if that's just easier to draw, but they usually go towards snowy areas. Have you noticed that?
Movie 2, movie 7.
And like the Broly movie and everything.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's nice to switch it up, especially because at this time when the anime is going on, we've been on Namek for so long. So it's just green sky, green grass, green water, end of list of colors. Yeah, and the water, you know what was cool about the dub actually was in the... I keep surprising myself by saying, you know what's cool about the dub? But I gotta give credit where credit is due. They do an underwater effect for the music.
Yeah, when Goku and Cooler are fighting underwater, the sound gets muffled as if they're underwater, and then when they get punched up, or when they fly back above water, the music is still continuing, but then it gets unmuffled. It's fantastic. It is like a Korn song or Disturbed or whatever, but yeah,
it's one of those.
It was actually pretty interesting because I've never heard of those bands, and I learned about them through Dragon Ball Z, which I know they're commonly known, but just not to me who listens to pop and rap and R&B and stuff like that.
I'm sure that's why they signed up to have their music in there. It's just to get more people into them, get the word out. So
no, I actually enjoyed that music at the time while watching it.
Man, this movie was good. I really liked it.
I told you, one of my favorites. It's great.
Sign me up to watch it any other day of the week. I liked it. It's good.
Yeah.
Movie 5, A+. Definitely moving up the ranks.
Same here.
We're going to have to rank these once we've finished watching all of them,
I thought the same thing. I thought, we're going to have to rank these, and by ranking them, we're going to have to watch them all over again to make sure. I think some I don't have to rewatch to know, but yeah.
I don't think we got to rewatch, but, it's if you want to, I'm down.
If it comes down to like the last two, like which one of these two is great? Well, let me take a minute to watch them both.
But before we do any of that, the ranking, which will be a whole different episode. I mean, obviously that's months away. We got to take a little bit of break. Got to wet our whistles, have some water, and all that other fun jazz. And then we're going to come back. We're going to hear what you had to say about this movie, do some trivia, and all that fun stuff. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and this time, as if we don't do it all the time, we're going to hear what you all had to say about this movie, because it's a good one, and I just want to hear what you all had to say. So, first up, our first response is Michael at MetallicsMT. Yo, Michael, always a pleasure. Says, Kula is the best movie antagonist by a mile. He feels like he was designed to be a callback to Namek Arc Freeza, but managed to be distinct all his own. The Armored Squadron are way more memorable than the other mini-bosses the past movies had, which is a treat.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, because I'm trying to think of the other minions.
I love Kishime, Ibi Furuya, and Misukatsune from movie 2.
Oh yeah, those definitely stand out.
Those are great. But otherwise, and
otherwise, I'm thinking of like just Cybermen, the blue Cybermen, and the fat
Ginger
yellow blob guy,
Nikki, and those are good. But yeah, otherwise, like after this, like they're kind of
just character design all the way for this movie. Like, was it Toriyama that designed these characters?
It sure was, actually.
Damn, he has a charm, man. He can do no wrong.
He did the designs. He even provided color and a size, like a height chart. So Minoru Maeda's job was pretty easy this time around. John Rogers at MagicBox67. Thank you, John. Said, for me, this is where the DBZ movie formula really starts to set in. But the idea of our heroes having to keep themselves hidden during the second act is inspired. The irony behind Kula's death is a nice touch, but I do wish Kuririn's fight with the henchman was a bit longer.
Yeah, okay, yeah, the fight between Krillin and Thausa.
Yeah.
I think it was long enough, but I definitely would love to see... Krillin was definitely like keeping his own. Or not keep... I keep saying that. He wasn't keeping his own. He was just doing his job and keeping the enemy at bay, and he was doing great.
Maybe you'd like to see Kuririn, getting beat down and then getting back up and doing it some more, and then I'm like, all right, I can't hang out. I can't hold on.
I really did love that little segment there.
Oh yeah, no, it's good.
But yeah, the formula of the movie is really, he's right. It really does start kicking in at this point. That's why I think this is like the peak of these type of movies, like animation style wise and storytelling wise. Like this is just everything else. It starts going a little downhill starting from here.
Right. I would agree there. Oak Tree at JoJo Drama CDs says, Kula is definitely a top movie villain. I'd love to see him get the Broly treatment. Not a super big fan of the movie itself, but it's good fun.
Oh, what do you think he means by that? The Broly treatment?
Well, I know that that's been a big thing since they announced the new film, and they're like, oh, it'll be a surprising, villain. Everybody's like, oh, it's gonna be Kula, and I'm like, I don't know.
I thought he meant make a second one, which they did, and then make a third one where he's just bio
No.
Kula. I don't want to see bio Kula.
We want to see him be canon. We want to have him have a good movie written by Toriyama.
If any character could do it, it would be Kula. That would be fantastic.
I disagree. I think I liked the Broly movie. There's one criticism, which is it would have been nice if we would have got somebody new rather than a villain that we've already have an extensive his own franchise in a way. So it's I at this point I like Broly, and maybe this is my bias is I'm not on board the Kula train. I liked Broly, so I'm I don't see why Kula needs more.
No, I think the Broly movie saved Broly for me because I did not like Broly before.
I mean I didn't think he was a great character, he brought so much to it, but I liked him for what he was.
Yeah.
I mean, his power is maximum, so.
That's all you need. But no, yeah, I don't know. I just love Kula so much. Well, I guess I'll have to wait and see with this next movie because he's back again. I don't think I enjoyed him quite as much as I did in this movie.
Oh, Kula. Yeah.
Yeah. Metal Kula.
Yeah, we'll see how that next one goes. Well, I have seen movie 6 more than I've seen movie 5.
Really? That gets us the other way for me then.
Shoe at Footlong Shoe. Also, I forgot to say Oak Tree. Thank you for submitting.
Thank you.
Shoe, thank you as well. Says this movie has been a favorite for a long time. It feels like a textbook DBZ movie, but not in a bad way. Kula is a rare villain with a direct connection to the manga and anime, which helps it feel a bit more natural and less throwaway. The bird scene is weird, but badass. It also has one of the better ending songs. Tobikiri, Tobikiri is always on loop somewhere in the back of my head. Kageyama, don't miss.
He doesn't.
I had to sit down and listen to that song after I got that tweet. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I do remember this song. Yeah, this song's pretty good. I'm not sure if it's never in my rotation, but maybe I should change that.
I'll listen to it again because I don't think I even really caught it while watching the movie.
How do you feel about that bird scene, Doug?
I wouldn't say it. Well, I mean, it's definitely weird, but I wouldn't say it's too weird. If he did it again, it'd be weird. Does he do it again? I feel like there's another moment where Goku grabs an animal and brings it back to life.
Ugh, I don't.
Maybe I'm just thinking about this movie and I've just seen it so many times that I'm like, yeah, he's doing the bird thing again.
I think that's it. All I can think of is in movie 9 when he tells Gohan to, just go for it, unleash your strength, and
when he's already dead.
Gohan's hand glows yellow, and I'm like, oh, his hand turned Super Saiyan 2.
No, I think actually thinking about it, I think I do like the bird thing because I mean the bird's not dead; he's just dying, and Goku's it's kind of a foreshadowing of Gohan and 16, and the bird metaphor there, how the bird represents life on the planet on Earth. It represents kind of like Earth and its survival. So Goku's like, no, I'm not letting Earth die. I'm grabbing this bird and bringing it back. I'm going to save the world. This bird is the world. I'm going to save the world. You know what I mean?
Damn, Doug, that's fucking great.
You like that?
I love that. Wow, a metaphor for the world and not letting the world down. Shit. Shit, that's good. I'm very impressed. So, you know what? Mark me down. Because before I'd always make fun of it, oh yeah, now Goku could fucking bring things back to life, I guess. But
it's fun to joke about a bird. It's fun to joke about just a bird dying. Yeah, here's the bird. It's alive again.
But yeah, it makes sense. It's not dead. It's just tired. And Goku's given energy to Freeza before. Why not do that and give life to this bird? And yeah it's a metaphor. I'm gonna save the world.
There you go.
Oh, man, I got a boner for this movie. All right.
This is why I love this movie. Because it gives Randy boners. You're welcome.
That's the reason. Well, I'm very glad that you're so
Nope.
concerned.
What's the next question? Just go on.
Well, the next question is trivia time. That's all that we had.
Oh, okay. So literally next question.
Yeah, exactly. So,
well, thank you all for submitting your thoughts on this movie.
Yeah, we always love it. Love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes for some movies, we don't like it, but you do, and it's nice to be able to have that moment where we get to see through your eyes, like, why do you like it? You like it? Yeah. That's great.
Totally.
Some trivia, Doug. I got one, because I hastily put this together.
Well, I've got one back at you after you give me yours.
So it's a collaboration this time around. I like it.
That's what this co-hosting job is, isn't it?
It is. So my very quick one is we have 3 henchmen. Sauza, Dore, and Naze.
Uh-huh.
What are their name puns?
Shits. So we know Thousand Island dressing is Thouza.
Yep.
Which I think before I always thought it was like saucer. Which doesn't really relate to anything, but I mean that's just because that's what it sounds like. Your salsa. Yeah, that's the other one too. But not straight up Thousand Island dressing, which means the other ones have to be like not
condiments.
Condiments, yeah, liquids. I don't know, thinking liquids.
Yep.
So nays is mayonnaise.
Yep, you got it.
And dare, is that what it is? Dare?
Dore,
that's the one that's gonna get me.
I will say it is an English word.
Damn it, dore. Let me think of it for a minute. Dore. Mustard dore, ketchup dore.
What do you put on a salad?
Pickles.
Wow.
Peanuts. I don't know.
Italian,
French. Wait. Oh. Nope. I don't know. Caesar.
No, Caesar is one of those.
Also sounds similar.
You're thinking of it too hard, man. What is the word after Italian, French, Caesar?
Dressing.
Doressingu.
You son of a bitch. You Japanese sounding son of a bitch. You got me again.
Me. I didn't.
I'm not talking to you. I'm just talking to the language itself. You clever Doresing. Damn. I would have never gotten that.
Right, I know. But hey, now you learned, and now the shame will sink it into your brain forever.
Now it's recorded forever.
Yep. So you said you got one for me. Let's hear it.
Yes, Kula's
I
pun
knew you were
name.
going to ask this one.
Yeah. Do you know the answer? What is this pun derived from?
It is like
the full story.
Yeah, it's not like just a cooler as Freezer was. It's like
that is part of it. It's definitely that's their base.
It's a regional food thing, and it's like, God, what is the words? It's like demo reco.
Nope.
Close. Yeah.
It's just off my memory too because
I practiced it in my head. Yeah, I was like, remember this, because he's going to bring it up. Because you brought it up in another episode we were talking about something.
I think I did, yeah.
So what is it? I've got the tab open, but I haven't looked at it.
So it's not a regional food. It's a regional saying of like, let's go get food or let's chow down. It's meshi demokura. Meshi demokura. And they use that kura part. And made it kula, like combined it with like, or made it make better sense with just using the cooler part of it,
right?
Because obviously cooler, and then just kura. So that's how they decided to do that. Let's chow down. So his name literally means cooler, and let's chow down. Fantastic.
Man, gotta be complicated about it.
Plus I learned that from the Daizenshuu EX Otakon panel of 2011 or whatever, when they did their 10 things you might not know about Dragon Ball Z. It's fantastic.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Mike and Kanzenshu and all those good peeps. They're the best in the biz, and we love them. I'll say it.
Yes,
I love them. I think that's all I got, man. I think that's it.
That was a fun episode.
That was fun. I'm glad that we watched that movie because it changed my mind, changed my worldview.
We'll have to watch it dubbed again if we ever get too desperate.
I
am curious because I do have, like, of all the movies, this one has my least hate of the dub of it. Like, it feels good. It feels right.
Huh. I don't know
Plus,
if I can get past
with that
it.
Korn and Disturbed music on it, whichever one of them it's on there, it's great.
Oh, that may be so tough for me to do. I'm glad that you love it, man. I just don't think it's for me.
Hey, I didn't say I loved it. I just said that I have fond memories of it.
Well, that's fine.
It's still got its issues, but it's the least of the bad ones.
That's fair. Well, thank you all for listening. We love, like we said before, interacting, talking with you, keeping you in the conversation about our favorite franchise in the world. And let's keep it up. You can tweet at us at WeGotAPod. You can email us at WeGotAPod@gmail.com. Doug, we're recording on June 15th. We're 5 days away from the new chapter of Dragon Ball Super. Are you caught up? Didn't think so. Moving on.
Nope. How many days are we again from this movie turning 30 years old, though? That's more important.
Oh, God. Let's see. It's the 15th, so a month and 5 days.
Yeah.
We'll celebrate. I don't know how. We'll tell everybody to listen to this episode again.
I'll hit you up and be like, Meshi Demokura. Let's shout out.
Yeah, let's chow down.
Good Scott Pilgrim reference there. I got you.
Yeah, exactly. It always sneaks up on you. I'm still watching Dragon Ball. I just finished Muscle Tower, so this is now sort of all new stuff for me that I've never watched all of this. So, yeah, so we're going to a mid-air amusement park with Goku and Buruma and Yamcha and Oolong.
Oh, really? The Sky Tower? The Sky Tower amusement park?
Yeah. They're getting chased by some woman named Husky. Is this filler? It feels like filler.
100%.
Thought so.
it's this late in the series. It's after Muscle Tower. I forget, but I guess it must be.
Yeah. She's being sent to track down Goku because
I used a lot of footage, not a lot, but some key footage from that for AMVs, like them having a good time and Goku jumping out of the sky. That's where a few of those key footage I used came from.
Nice.
That episode. Yeah. Those episodes.
So I'm gonna keep on trucking because it's good times. And now, before my most exposure to Dragon Ball was through Z era stuff. So whenever I think Goku, I think adult. But now my brain has been rewired, so I'm like, oh, he's just a cute little scamp. Like that's who he is.
I tell you, man. Even after watching Dragon Ball, it's still hard to rewire it to. I wish I could see Goku as, from young to old, but when I see Goku, I just see adult Goku.
Yeah.
The Americanized version of it just kind of overtook my brain.
That's just life, man. That's
still a good character. I just wish I got to experience the way people in Japan did.
Right, from start to finish rather than, here's the middle of the story. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Thank you to Rifti Beats for letting us use this track, Kakarot theme lo-fi hip-hop trap remix. Stay cool, Rifti. Check out all of their cool stuff everywhere you can. It's good times. Doug, you got stuff to plug, like a TikTok or what have you?
Oh, God. Yeah, I guess. It's Jabaz Doug on Twitter, YouTube, and now TikTok. So find me on there.
Hell yeah. If you want, you can find me at Saber_Breaker. I tweet about Dragon Ball and video games because E3 is going on, and that sometimes I post art. There you go.
Ooh, yeah. Are you getting that Mario Golf game?
Maybe. I mean, it's definitely interesting. I'm not hyped for it, but it seems
You're not
fun.
hyped for golf? All right, end the call.
End the call. What are we even doing here? Cool. Well, thank you guys for listening so much. Please subscribe to the show. Tell your friends. Post review. It super duper helps us out. Join us next week. Doug, what do we want to do next week? Do we want to do a TV special? Do we want to do movie 6? What do you want to do?
I was planning on just doing Rita Repulsa and sleeping for 10,000 years, but yeah, whatever you're down for.
God, that sounds so great. Sign me up. Some AC and a 10,000 year nap. God, sounds nice.
Does life get better? I don't think so.
I don't think so. But if it does, we'll let you know on the next episode of We Got a Podcast.
All right.
Take care. We'll see you then, everybody.
See you guys.